31st October marks the World Cities Day, which is celebrated all over the place, basically in all cities and towns. And this is being done to talk about the challenges cities and towns face, as well as to share some of the success stories of cities and towns. Running cities and towns is not an easy job. We know that. I know it very well. There are a lot of challenges posed by various factors within towns and cities. The theme for this year's World Cities Day is Adapting Cities to Climate Resilience, a theme that resonates deeply for us here in Fiji. We all have experienced cyclones and other climatic events. And these days we don't talk about category 1, category 2. We have been facing category 5 cyclones, which is a lot more devastating to our economy, to our environment, as well as to our people. Over 50% of Fiji's population now call cities and towns home. And this percentage is bound to increase in next 20 to 25 years. Adapting our cities to the threats posed by rapid urbanization and climate change was already challenging. And COVID-19 pandemic has introduced a further unprecedented threat, which has placed even greater emphasis on the roles of towns and cities play in relation to health, environmental, social, economic well-being of its citizens. It has shown us that cities, which are our growth engines, are also vulnerable zones. Ladies and gentlemen, urban development is often blind to climate risks that has resulted in climate hazards in our cities and towns. But successful climate adaptation is more than just surviving cyclones, hurricanes, floods, and droughts. We must plan, deliver, and finance infrastructure and core services in cities differently, relying significantly on nature-based solutions grounded on data and scientific evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, planning is very, very crucial. I cannot emphasize more on planning. Planning creates places where we live, work, shop, and play. Without town planning laws and proper master plans and town planning schemes, all developments in towns and cities will be haphazard and without any focus on the climate risks. It is for this reason the Fijian government has embarked on the master plan, and the master plan is being developed by the Singapore team. Due to COVID-19 border restrictions, we were not able to complete the master plan, but as soon as the border opens, the team will be back in Fiji to complete the rest of the work. Master plans are very crucial. It provides a good plan as to how your city should grow and what should be placed at the right location based on climate, as well as how people would like to see, or the citizens or the ratepayers would like to see in the cities and towns. And master plan is not a simple process where you just sit around the table and you look at the area and make a decision that, look, this would be an ideal place for a market, or this would be an ideal place for an open space. It's not done that way. It is based on data. It is based on scientific evidence. It is based on people's expectation. And all in all, sound decision is made based on evidence. So it's an evidence-based planning. And the master plan that is being developed for Fiji involves all stakeholders. They have been having some meetings to discuss the initial data that they had collected and the draft plan that came out. So I would like to once again emphasize and recognize that planners have a difficult task of dealing with various challenges such as unsustainable development, population growth, and climate change, where urban planning processes become extremely crucial. Ladies and gentlemen, the Abu Dhabi Declaration of February 2020 asserts that there can be no sustainable development without sustainable urbanization, and no sustainable urbanization without effective planning. Appropriate legal framework, financial backing, and human capacity are required for effective planning. We recognize that cities and towns present opportunities to create places where people can find inspiration, prosperity, health, and security. We may have some way to go in achieving all the attributes, but we have made progress towards resilient cities and towns, particularly economic and environmental resilience. For example, sustainable urban resource management. Dombati Resource Recovery Center is set up for waste recycling, and you've also heard during the national budget, the announcements were made by the Attorney General that there are incentives available for businesses who would like to set up resource recovery centers. And I'm urging the business houses to grab this opportunity and start thinking of setting up these waste recycling facilities. The second one is that climate change mitigation and adaptation by climate resilient interventions for urban poor, like resistant sanitation, stormwater drainage system, or seawalls, are being undertaken by Fiji Resilient Informal Settlement Project under UN Habitat. And as the former Minister for Housing, I'm very well versed with this project and how this project is going to help a number of settlements within the towns and cities. Ladies and gentlemen, promoting local economic development where support is provided to informal sector is again very important. And the Fijian government is working on a number of infrastructure. I would like to specifically talk about Bluetown Initiative, and under Bluetown Initiative, the new market design for Savu will provide opportunity for small businesses in a much better environment to do their business. Along with that, for Suva City Council, there are a number of projects being undertaken. One is the upgrade of Sukuna Park. As you know, for Suva, there are 3 or 4, you can say, critical important parks for our ratepayers. Botanical Garden, which is based on botanics, which is plants. Then we have this park, which is Albert Park, and normally we have sports in this vicinity. But Sukuna Park is more of an entertainment park where people working during daytime can go out into this park to relax, catch up with their friends, also have their meal. But besides that, that would be a park that will provide entertainment and encourage community to come out in the evening, because there can be performance by different groups. There can be sessions on yoga. There can be also other entertaining, other activities that will entertain the public. So Suva City Council is working on that park, and that's what we need. What we need is spaces for our ratepayers and citizens of Suva. And finally, the participatory slum upgrading program, which develops strategies to improve climate adaptation and resilience strengthening. This is another project under UN Habitat. Ladies and gentlemen, effective climate action ensures not only resilience to the climate impacts, but also important benefits to urban areas in terms of quality of life, improved public health, cost savings, as well as job creation. Local governments can be seen as resilient agents with a clear role to ensure resilience underpins all its action, particularly in relation to climate change mitigation and adaptation. In conclusion, I reiterate that reducing vulnerability and exposure to climate-related risks requires the engagement of all stakeholders. National and local governments play a key role in putting in place ambitious and credible plans and setting out the guidelines for transformative change. But this can only happen if we have all stakeholders together and they believe in these policies and plan and the vision that is set out by these policies and plans. Once again, I would like to wish everyone a happy World Cities Day 2021. I'm sure that you will enjoy the fun-filled day with as well as with the information booths and talented local vendors who are ready to serve you today. So please enjoy the day and happy World Cities Day 2021. Vinaka.